We have a best of 5 with the series standing at 1-1. Energized by the dedicated Wolfpack in the crowd, T-Wolves Gaming gets a 7-point lead going into halftime.
Bear working against Houdini, right by him for the jam! Feast will hammer it down!
In the second half, turn-up defense continues to smother Radiant as T-Wolves keep the defensive pressure applied.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
NBA regular season opener for a couple of teams. Thank you all for tuning in. So happy you're here. I'm ecstatic that you're here. And
I miss you too, Ernie.
And I'm really happy that Kenny and Shaq are here
I
too.
miss you too, Ernie.
Yeah, me too. Tonight, it'll be the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Toronto Raptors here at their home, Scotiabank Arena. For Toronto, they start the season at home. Expect great energy in this arena tonight. Maybe even some jitters, both for the players and the fans. A lot of anticipation. Everyone already desperate to get that first W. Here in the early part of the season, Kenny, we've already seen a few teams outperform expectations. What can they do to keep rolling?
Just keep playing to your strengths, and you never let up. You can't change what you're doing now. It's working.
It's that simple.
It's that simple.
And to add on to what my good friend Kenny is saying,
Am I not your friend?
But you didn't say anything.
Yes,
Kenny
I did.
said something. All right. Anyway, can't get overconfident like you're doing right now. Even though you're winning, you keep looking for things that you can do better.
Man.
And you are my good friend, Ernie. I love you.
Thanks, Shaq. Now, let's send it over to Kevin Harlan.
The home court of the Toronto Raptors filled to capacity, and we've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. You can feel the energy here in Toronto. The Raptors looking to please their fans in this Eastern Conference matchup. Opening night of the regular season, blue sky for every team, Doris. Optimism is high. Players thinking about all the possibilities ahead.
No doubt. It's a time of tremendous optimism for both the teams and the fans of these teams. And the culmination of the work you put into the offseason, who's improved their skill level, who's added a dimension to their offensive game. We're all salivating for the start of this year.
Cannot wait. Look at Cleveland's starting group. Love is the 4 with Thompson in the middle. Shake and bake out there with Clarkson. And it's Nance in at the 3 slot.
Well, you can give them a steady diet of pick and roll because if Jordan Clarkson gets downhill, it's trouble.
And so it's the Cavaliers getting on the board first. Gasol inside. He's covered by Thompson. A well-timed shot fake got the defender off the ground right there.
And really, that's what you want every time down the floor. A simple, high-percentage shot.
Clarkson with the ball. Powell's there. Clarkson passes to Shake and Bake. At the top of the key, Thompson. 6 on the shot clock. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. And that one, good. Nance has got his first 2 points.
Well, Larry Nance, because of the athleticism and the burst off his feet, is incredible on the interior. Look out.
Outside Lowry. Passes it to Gasol. Now here's Powell. He's covered by Clarkson. And here's Gasol outside. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Well, you love to see Norman Powell be unselfish and find an open teammate. That's pretty.
Clarkson dishes to Love. Got a piece of it. Back to Clarkson for three. That's in there. Love with the assist. Clarkson's got his second basket of the night.
Well, that kind of assist will make you very popular with your teammates. Kevin Love is adept as a big man at putting it on time and on target.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
And that's not the type of defense you want to play, right? You've got to make it more difficult than that. Layups are too easy.
Here's shake and bake. To the inside. And the jam by Larry Nance.
The very definition of a high flyer, Larry Nance, my goodness.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Powell, that's good.
Boy, 4 for 4 to get things started. Must have been a good shoot-around this morning.
Here's shake and bake. Well, you can't deny the amount of talent on this Raptors team, Doris. At times, they can simply overrun opponents.
You know what, Kevin? You do not end up in the top 5 for effective field goal percentage, both offensively and defensively, without talent. But obviously, when the Raptors get going and shots are falling, boy, they can compete with just about anyone.
Now, here's Thompson. Now, here's Clarkson. Clock at 6. And again, it's Cleveland.
Well, Jordan Clarkson specializes at capitalizing on what the defense gives him. Nicely done in the mid-range.
Now here's Powell. He's covered by Clarkson. Powell finds Gasol. Another shot, and it's good on the way in. Gasol's got 7 points in the game. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Cavaliers have gotten all 5 of their shots to go down in the first quarter. Terrific start. Now the pass to shake and bake. Back to Clarkson.
And Jordan Clarkson is a player who is looking for his shot whenever he gets the ball. Can distribute enough, but it isn't his top priority. Very dangerous when left alone outside.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And a year ago, he was an 80% shooter at the line, so that's more than acceptable.
And he makes the first.
The one thing with Clarkson, sometimes he can get a little out of control, and he does a tremendous job creating offense and putting himself in a position to attack.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Siakam. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Stanley Johnson. Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Kyle Lowry. And both free throws good for Clarkson.
Boy, he's just been so consistent, right? I mean, every time he's gotten to the stripe, he's delivered. This is great stuff.
Here's VanVleet. 1:56 left in the first quarter of the game. Outside Gasol. Lin against Clarkson. And the foul called on ABC. That's his first foul.
Oh, what a terrible foul there. The shot clock winding down, and he ends up bailing out the offense with a silly foul.
Ibaka outside. Right side Gasol. Shoots over Henson. Misses off the left iron. Cavaliers leading. And here's Sexton. Oh, Nance in position. And Henson kicks to Porter. Makes it off the glass.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. The Cavaliers head coach and I got a chance to talk. This is the first meeting of the season between these teams, and he stressed to his guys the need to rely on their instincts at the offensive end. He said, we do a good job of finding soft spots in defenses without forcing things. If we keep doing that, we'll be in good shape. We'll see if they can keep that up tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks for the report, David. So the goal is to come out early and get their shooters into a good rhythm right away.
And of course, that's always a goal. But the meaning behind it is that he wants them to play good, smart basketball, not taking too many chances.
Right. You've got to be able to use plenty of screens, not let players start to go one-on-one and try to do this thing individually. Run your sets, get the best shooters their shots. Well, you can see he's feeling it right now. Shots dropping from all over the place this quarter.
Sexton with it. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Left side, Nance. Buries it down low.
Oh, my goodness. That is how to attack the rim. Don't give the defense time to react. That's beautiful.
No good there. No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Cavaliers on top. They're up by 6. We'll be back shortly, live from Toronto. Making his mark in Toronto, guard Kyle Lowry talked about the pioneers of Canadian basketball, like Vince Carter.
Vince Carter really changed the game of basketball in Canada. He created something that is forever lasting, and I think the game of basketball in Canada owes him a lot because he really brought the buzz to the game of basketball in Canada.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Carter's exciting style of play, GA, really energized the whole country.
And playing basketball in a hockey town isn't easy, but Carter really helped get this city and country energized about the game of basketball.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. What stands out to you from the Cavaliers in this one?
Listen, early on taking the league, I just like their approach offensively.
I think their play calling has been exceptional. They've played with purpose and they've played with aggressiveness.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Sexton and Smith are the guard tandem. Porter is out there with Larry Nance, and it's Henson in at the center position. Lynn, that's a two-pointer. Shot is good off the back rim and in. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Now Sexton. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Pass to Smith. Shoots over Lynn. Smith's shot is good. Smith's got his first 2 points of the night. Doris, when it comes to filling in the rest of a roster, pieces around your star players, what qualities you think these teams are looking for, or would you be looking for in a role player?
Well, I think one of the first things you have to think about, or what are the best attributes of my stars? So is my star a great driver creator? Then I need to put great shooters around him to enhance his driving and playmaking abilities. But the other part of a role player is you've got to be willing to do the dirty work, to sacrifice the headlines and dig in on the defensive end, to absorb the best matchup of the opponent every night. And that means sometimes you're going to get scored on 5-6 times in a row. That's how good the offensive players in the league are. So there are many qualities, but those are just a couple off the top of my head, Kev.
Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line. It's going to be Sexton shooting. Kyle Lowry picks one up there. And Colin Sexton, when it comes to scoring, the man shows you a little bit of everything.
Loves to drive it, loves to attack inside, improving his consistency from range. But what I love about him is the aggressiveness. This guy is always in attack mode.
And that one misses. And, of course, Colin Sexton. His college team once had to finish a game with only 3 players.
Yeah, he scored 40 that night. He almost led them to a victory. He loves to play under the bright lights, brings great energy and enthusiasm every night. Raptors
trail by 8. Lowry feeling it out a bit. Here's Johnson.
That's his second personal foul.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Stanley Johnson taking 2 shots.
Two shots.
First one falls for him. Shake and Bake's checked in for Cleveland. And so he makes both from the line.
Well, you think about the Cleveland Cavaliers' journey last season, it was filled with so many ups and downs. They ultimately end up as the 4th seed, and it didn't matter. They still get to the NBA Finals.
Smith the pass to Love. Here's Thompson. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Thompson's got the lead up to 8 now for Cleveland. The Raptors have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Here's Powell. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2. And of course, Doris, the Cavs were the 4th seed last season, but still came out of the East.
Yeah, but Kevin, it was clearly a team that had to adjust early in the year to the loss of Kyrie Irving, and then they had to readjust again with the reshuffling of players at the trade deadline. Somehow it all comes together, and they secure a 4th straight trip to the NBA Finals. Incredible journey.
And Toronto has possession, following the miss by Kevin Love. Oh, and the jam by Johnson.
Well, for all the talk about the accurate shooters in the league, give it up to Kyle Lowry for his precise passing ability.
And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Boy, now you have to think about pulling him. 3 fouls already in this half. A 4th would be inexcusable.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Cleveland moving the ball around. Porter looking it over. Shot clock at 6. And there's the feed to Love. Well, Greg, we know that Kevin Love is a great passer, but just how much more does that open up for his team?
I mean, his outlets get the team up and moving in terms of transition faster than probably anyone else could. It's very hard to double Love with the ball, as his awareness and that passing that you mentioned immediately will find the open man. Love's passing alone is probably worth about 10 extra points a game for his team.
That free throw good from Kevin Love. And this Toronto team has started to depend on threes more often for their offense.
You're right, Kevin. They went from being near the bottom of the league in threes attempted to top 5 in attempts this past year. And a lot of that is the green light to shoot from the wings that they have. It's another dynamic to an already potent scoring machine.
Both free throws good from Love.
I tell you, as good as he is at the line, it allows him to invite contact when he's down low.
Powell inside, working on Smith. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up. So many aspects go into developing, Doris, a winning team, coaching, players, all the front office moves. How much do you think ownership affects that equation?
Well, I think it's absolutely critical. Leadership starts at the top down. And what kind of organization do you want? What kinds of behaviors will you tolerate? What kinds of things do you emphasize in terms of what you want your culture to be about? And to me, that starts at the top. When you look at the organizations that have great history with sustained success, it starts at the top with ownership.
I like your word culture there. That makes so much sense. The free throw drops for Powell. And the Cavaliers were so good at so many things last season, Doris, but the defense had lapses.
Well, you could go a step further and say the defense was poor over the last couple of years for the Cavaliers. When you look at the metrics, they were bottom 3 in a lot of those metrics. This is a team that relied on its offense to win games. They made no secret about that.
And it's Lowry penetrating. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Lowry's got his first basket of the night.
Well, this is the go-to play for Kyle Lowry. The pick and roll, he has got it down.
Here's shake and bake. Lowry covering. Pass to Smith from past the arc. And another 3 for Cleveland.
And really, Smith is always looking to fire as soon as he touches the ball. The D has to be more aware of that quick trigger.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. Here, matched up against Cleveland, is how they'll kick off the new season.
Yeah, plenty of familiarity in this matchup. Last season, they were knocked out of the playoffs by this club.
Some changes for Toronto. Marc Gasol's checked in for Ibaka. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Stanley Johnson. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Norman Powell. And then for Cleveland, John Henson's checked in for Love. And it's Jordan Clarkson in for Porter. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Left side Lowry. Shoots from 12. He doesn't hit that one. And Cleveland the other way now. They've got the Timberwolves ahead of them next in Minneapolis. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. Smith kicks to Clarkson. This one for 3. That's tipped.
Wow, fantastic to see Hollis Jefferson hit it twice on the pipes, extends out and sends it back.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
And the Cavaliers with possession here after the Raptors pick up 2. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Here's Clarkson. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson.
Well, that's an example of two teammates on a different page. They're both looking at each other like, hey, what was going on there?
Raptors trail by 4. Here's VanVleet. Outside Gasol. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Lynn. Tries a 3 off the inbound.
Clarkson using his combination of size and speed to affect the shot. That's really good defense.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Cavaliers lead by 4. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Tristan, what's the plan for the second half tonight?
Well, it's simple. It's going to be a dogfight. You know, they got big guys, true bigs, and we got to come out, play hard, and not let up.
Okay, we'll see if you can get that done. Thanks, Tristan. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. It's Cleveland out on top at halftime. They are leading by 4. Kenny?
Well, their reserves showed up tonight, not just on hustle plays, but in points. And that's what you got to do coming off the bench to maximize your minutes.
Shaq, let's get your insight on Toronto.
Well, Ernie, I'm not even a player anymore, but I'm not happy with the soft defense they had. Full of holes, allowing over 60% shooting. Ridiculous, fellas. It's amazing that they're still in this game. I think it's going to come down to how bad they want it. I even want it. Ernie, sign me on a 10-day contract right now.
And now with the second half about to get underway, let's send you back courtside. See you, everybody, with Kevin Harlan.
The evening commute has plenty of people on the move here tonight in Toronto, where we welcome you back. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. It's been a clinic out there by Marc Gasol.
And through the first 2 quarters, they went to him repeatedly in the post.
Continue to produce, just get him shot after shot. Super assertive right now on the interior.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game that's been so far. They've got Lowry. He's out there with Norman Powell. Johnson is out there with Marc Gasol. And it's Siakam in at the power forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Now here's Powell. Tight defense on him. Shot is good, and the Cavaliers lead cut to just 1 point on the basket from Siakam.
Well, he works to find the open space behind the arc, and it pays off with the 3. Nice.
Love right side. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And it's the Raptors ball. Now here's Powell. 7 points in the game. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
See, the athleticism of Norman Powell is a problem. This guy understands how to get defenders committed to him.
Toronto shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
That one drops. He ties it up.
Well, one thing there's no question about is that Norman Powell is a gifted athlete. Now it's about rounding out that game, particularly his shooting.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. The Cavaliers shooting an unreal 70% from the field, making a mockery of this defense. Poked away. Fast break, Toronto. Here's Shake and Bake. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Shake and Bake's got his first points of the night.
And that's up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
Now, here's Lowry. Outside Gasol. His 3-pointers off the mark.
Boy, Larry Nance Jr. showed last season he can be a productive starter. He has always been efficient and complements a lot of different players.
Here is Lowry. Powell. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Powell's got the lead up to 1 now for the Raptors. For Cleveland, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Love outside. And the foul called on Pascal Siakam. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Well, for Larry Nance Jr., so much of what he brings, Doris, to a lineup is energy.
Right, Kev. He's an igniter, right? That hustle and coming up with timely plays is what he is known for.
The Raptors making a switch here. Ibaka's checked in. Porter's checked in for the Cavaliers. There's shake and bake. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
All the officials are all over that one.
The Cavaliers have only 1 missed free throw. They've had 5 attempts and made 4 of them.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
First free throw is good. He's perfect from the line this time. Here's Lowry. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Got a piece of it and stolen by Love. Nance outside. And he comes up with the deuce. Nance has got 10 points in the game.
Larry Nance, unafraid of a level of physicality. You love the confidence this guy is playing with.
Now here's Powell, guarded by Porter. Here's Lowry. A beautiful reverse layup. Lowry's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, Kevin, this guy's proven over and over that despite his size disadvantage, he's still able to score in the paint.
Here's shake and bake. Lowry covering. Good work defensively by Lowry.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Right, perfect contest in that instance, Greg, making it really hard on the shooter to have any kind of space at all.
7 lead changes now, and we're just in the third quarter.
Yeah, frustrating for a coach, but it's great to watch as a fan.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. Some changes for Toronto. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Johnson. Jeremy Lin comes in for Norman Powell. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Kyle Lowry. Then for the Cavaliers, Henson's checked in for Thompson. Smith comes in for Porter. And it's Sexton in for Shake and Bake. Now here is Smith. 5 points in the game. Basket good.
You know, we think J.R. Smith is just a shooter, but make no mistake, he has no problem attacking the rim.
Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Here's VanVleet. No points in the game yet for him. Outside Gasol. Clock at 6. Lin from long range. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Nance outside. He kicks it to Smith. Buries the long-range jumper. Now it's a 4-point Cavalier lead.
Oh, JR has no problem drilling a shot from that kind of range.
VanVleet passes to Gasol. We've got 1:23 left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Van Vliet, covered by Nance. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
And let's take a quick look now at some stats for Love. Last season, he played outstanding. 11th in free throw percentage, 12th in rebounding, and he was also extremely dependable behind the three-point line, finishing the season among the top 20 in three-point percentage.
And let's again give him credit for knocking down free throws at such a torrid pace. He was operating in a steady groove all last season. The first free throw is good. He hits both from the stripe.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
1:09 left to play here in the third. Passes it to Sexton. Back to Love. And Nance kicks to Sexton from the top of the key. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Sexton's got 6 points.
Got to tip your cap to the young fella. Sexton, even with a hand in his face, able to maintain his focus.
Henson against Gasol. That's no good. He's 5 of 10 from the field.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Sexton dishes to Smith. Shoots over Lynn. The pass to Sexton. Another 3 for Cleveland.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Raptors. 7-point differential. Kicks to Gasol. From 11 feet away. And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that, Greg, putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. The Cavaliers leading by 7 on the court for Cleveland. Kevin Love out there with John Henson. Then there's Sexton. Then there's J.R. Smith. And it's Clarkson in at shooting guard. Left side, Love. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Clarkson with the ball. Powell's there. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
Well, every year the feel of Jordan Clarkson gets better and better. Nice bailout there.
Ibaka finds Lynn. Here's Siakam. They get a hand on it. And he banks in the layup.
Boy, he's carried his share of the load tonight, Kev. But he might need to carry even more if they're going to turn this thing around.
Clarkson passes to Love. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Now, here's Clarkson. He's covered closely. Here's Henson. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Henson's got the lead up to 9 now for the Cavs. Raptors shooting has been just outrageous, 64% from the field to this point. Here's Lynn. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
You have to enjoy watching Jeremy Lin work the pick and roll. This guy totally loses the defense with his quick decision making.
Sexton kicks to Henson. Pass to Clarkson. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Lin against Clarkson. Here's Van Vliet. Back to Lin. Trying his luck deep. The rebound by Kevin Love. The Cavaliers leading by 7. 13 feet away. But he recovers it. Fires the 3. No good on the shot. So the Raptors will take it the other way.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Siakam passes to Lin. Now Powell. Ibaka outside. Pass to Van Vliet. That's a 2 from Powell. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. Love's got his 5th rebound in this one. Sexton kicks to Clarkson. And he goes in for the dunk.
This guy is more than capable of making that play. Jordan Clarkson confident around the cup.
Toronto calls timeout. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Larry Nance.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
There must be something about playing in a hostile environment that drives him. He is really fed off that. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hi, guys. During that last break, I heard what the Raptors coach told to his team, and he was emphatic. He said, "We are not going to win this game playing this way, fellas. You've got to step it up. You've got to get aggressive, and you've got to battle to get back in this thing." See if that pep talk got him going, guys.
There's shake and bake. Now recovering. Down low. And the jam by Larry Nance.
And from distance, no less. What an amazing pass.
That's about as long an alley-oop pass as you're going to see. And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Now, here's Lowry. Johnson outside. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Shooting for Toronto, Stanley Johnson at the line for 2.
He drops the first one, and that narrows the gap to 7. Marc Gasol is checked in for Serge Ibaka. And both free throws good for Johnson.
The lead's not looking as comfortable after those free throws. Nice job.
The Cavaliers leading by 6. 1:49 left in the game. Here's shake and bake, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul goes against Toronto.
Shooting 2.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's an 8-point game. Not a lot of time left for the Raptors in this one. Lowry kicks to Gasol. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got 4 assists now tonight.
And he knows how to make good use of his size in that low block. And Gasol's inside game is very refined. There's a smoothness to how he approaches it.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. They're leading by 6. 1:37 left in the fourth. Shake and bake. Love outside.
Shooting 2.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
Well, you think about the last few years and the evolution of Kevin Love. He's now become an elite stretch 4, and he's got the green light on a nightly basis to shoot it from distance. Great.
Second one is good, hitting both at the line, and it's an 8-point game. And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. He kicks it to Gasol. Over Thompson. Misses off the right iron. Cleveland's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. Nance finds Love. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. The lead pushed to double digits. And the Cavaliers lead by 10.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Cavaliers.
And they're fully in control now, but there were some tense moments, I thought, for them throughout this game.
Listen, they certainly weren't coasting, despite what the score looks like. I love the way they came together, though, when everything started to look a little dire and really put the hammer down.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Larry Nance.
I think it would be impossible to overstate the influence he had on this basketball game. He was the centerpiece of what they did on the offensive end and the anchor of their defense. That's as complete a performance as we've seen.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Lowry passes to Gasol. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry.
And this is why you work the ball inside, right? To get the easiest shot possible.
Here's shake and bake. Lowry covering. Here's shake and bake. And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this one. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. JR, congrats on the win. What were the positives from the team tonight that got you the victory?
I mean, our penetration was unbelievable tonight. Everybody was penetrating the ball. We weren't settling for jump shots and contested jumpers. And as long as we keep moving the ball, we'll be fine.
Thanks again, JR. Appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time.